who wasn't worth anything. Now those people who are still there, they're 16, 17, 18, 30 years ago, they're trying to get you back there. So the hardest part, you got to see who you're hanging out with, man. You got to hang out with the people who you want to be like the most.
Yeah, people will definitely drag you down.
They'll drag you down.
And especially if you're around someone who makes a lot of excuses and they're always failing. It's just like they're the opposite of inspiration. They're like a vacuum.
100%.
Just sucking it out of you.
Why are you doing that today, man?
Yeah.
Why are you getting up again so early? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? The people you hang around with will suck the fucking life out of you.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just gotta be alone, man. Get your shit in.
And then there's also people that you're gonna be around that are always failing and they're always fucking up and they're always coming to you to try to get you to help them.
Exactly.
They become a giant burden.
Yes.
They can never look in the mirror and get their own shit together. They're always looking for external help.
That's right. Always looking for external. People don't want to go in deep, man. All the answers are inside of you. It's a very primitive way. How this book is written. It's primitive.
Okay, good shit.
It's very barbarian. It's how we all think. It's how man once walked the earth. And then we get all soft and all these computers and shit. We start going away from the most powerful thing we have is our fucking brain, is our mind, and we don't use it anymore. So it's like everything has to be so quick.
Yeah, you use your mind when it comes to certain things, right? But what you're saying is you don't use your mind when it comes to enduring.
Exactly. That is it. You can't Google that shit.
Right.
Hey, let me Google how to suffer. No. That ain't gonna be in there, brother.
No answer.
That ain't gonna be in there. That ain't gonna be in there.
There's no answer.
It's not in there.
It doesn't exist.
No. Find some water, real cold.
And what's interesting is that is a mind thing. And people think of mind things, they think of calculating, mathematics, they think of literature. No. There's many aspects to the mind.
That's it. Don't overthink it.
Yeah.
Don't overthink it. Put your shoes on. Lace them up. That's all you got to do, my friend. Don't overthink the process.
Yeah. But see, because you've overcome and because you've accomplished so much now, that even when you talk about that moment of like embracing that suck, right? You see there's a big ass smile on your face. Like you've got a total different approach to it than the average person.
Oh yeah.
The average person, you're talking to them about doing chin-ups for 24 hours or anything fucking crazy. They don't look at, they're like, oh, there's like a negative, a doom feeling.
That's the thing about it, man. I talk about my book, Open-Mindedness. What separates me from a lot of people is they go into a daunting task. And the task is overwhelming. Like, when I heard the pull-up record was 4,020 pull-ups, and I was talking about breaking this record. People are like, "Oh my God!" I went right to a pen and paper. What are you doing? I'm doing the math, man. What are you talking about? I'm open-minded to the fact that if I do 5 pull-ups in a minute for so many hours, I can get some pull-ups. How much time do I have to rest? I was breaking the math down. You have to be open-minded to the possibilities that I can do this. Once you shut your mind down to the possibility that it can be achieved, there's no way it can happen. So that's why my eyes and my body light up about things, because I know that if you're in a fight, you have to attack. You have to keep attacking. The enemy has to know he is not going to give up. You must break the soul of whatever the fuck is in front of you. That's what I realized. I was never breaking the soul of anything in front of me. So that's why I came with the thing called Taking Souls in my book. I
Yo, come on,
ways to break
you can't say
a soul of a human being, of an object, of whatever's in front of me. If you keep on attacking something, nothing wants to stand in front of
What the fuck is Philip
anything
Daniel?
that is relentless. Nothing.
The Taking Soul part of the book is really interesting.
Nope.
Because you talked about like
no,
mind
not
shift
today, bro.
that you had when you were in Buds.
Yes, sir.
That's an intense part of the book.
It is. That's when a lot of stuff started clicking, man. I started watching those instructors on the side. Because, there's 3 shifts. There's 8 instructors, 3 shifts. Because, the guys going through Hell Week, they're up all day and all night for 130 hours.
Right.
This is the promised land of mental hardening for me. I love this place. And you have the instructors who they've been on that. Now they're instructing you.
Go.
So they do their 8-hour shift. They have their parkers on. It's usually cold, coffee, drinking their coffee. And they're beating the crap out of us. And when I started realizing, I started playing mind games. I was like, you know what? I bet these fuckers are looking at us, judging themselves about when they were going through hell. Let me see, I'm looking at Goggins right now. I was better than him. I was better than that guy. I was better than that fucker over there. And I was like, okay. You're going to judge me, right? All right. So that's what I'm going to do to you. So what I started doing was I got my boat crew 2. It's in the book. It's a great, great story. Say, come here, guys.
You can't break boat crew 2.
You can't break boat crew 2.
Bro.
So it's Wednesday, and everybody's broken. Everybody's beat up, man. And like this, when you start moving like a robot. Everybody's like just trying to get through Hell Week now, and your energy's zapped. And they know Wednesday's like that over the hump.
I love that you talked about that in the book too. That they put it in your head.
Oh, yeah.
Wednesday you're going to be tired.
Oh yeah, and that's another thing. They tell you how you're supposed to feel, so you are feeling that way. I was like, don't let these motherfuckers tell you how you're supposed to feel. No, it's day 1, motherfucker. This is hour 1. So I was getting my boat crew all jacked up. I said, we're gonna take these motherfuckers' souls. So when they had us doing this simple thing that guys are struggling with, boat crew 2 was just launching the fucking boat in there, yelling, yeah, you can't fucking hurt us, can't hurt boat crew 2. And I looked on the instructors' faces and it looked like someone had just fucked with their soul. And I looked at my guys in my boat crew and I said, hey, guess what? Those motherfuckers aren't fucking tonight. Cause we own space in their fucking head. We own space. They're gonna think about us tonight. They're gonna think about how the fuck.
Killing boners.
That's right. How on Wednesday are these guys doing this?
And screaming out, you can't hurt boat crew 2.
We were bringing the fight. We were attacking. So when you keep on doing that, guess what people start doing? I ain't fucking with these guys no more. So boat crew 2 got a lot more sleep. Boat crew 2 just became that boat crew. Like, hey, we just kept charging and we started fueling off of that. We started fueling off the fact that, man, it takes 1 second of energy to steal everybody's. And then you have all the energy you need. So you need to look at someone's eyes. You know how it is when you fight somebody and you broke that motherfucker.
Check.
Oh, God, man,
Okay.
I want to go back to the next round. And you feel like, my God, I can fight all day. I can fight all day long. That's what taking souls is. But you have to have the will, the heart, the courage to go that distance when you're exactly jacked up. You have nothing left to give. And give more.
That is an interesting thing about the mind, is that you can find inspiration, and when you find inspiration, when you get charged up, all of a sudden you have energy.
That's right.
It's right. It's weird.
And I talk about in the book also, is about, I learned how to control my adrenals. If you know how you get that fight or flight response, when you get to move real
So I
quick.
got 20,000.
And you know, I started learning the mind a lot, how to get myself jacked
Last one I got.
extremely fast. Like in a horrible environment when everybody's miserable, I learned how to really find strength in the misery. When everybody's suffering, everybody's all poopy pants and their mentality's down and everything, I started just like, my God, this is where I shine. And I started using all that misery for tons and tons of drive and motivation to then lead people further. Because you can get a lot of power through misery. And once people see that, my God, Goggins is fucking going, then everybody says, roger that. Let me get my shit and go too. So I started realizing that if you can just find strength just a little bit longer, you will have a crew of people following you along the way.
And that is another thing that no one can ever teach you. Because you're going to have to learn that on your own.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have to figure out how to pull that energy out of your mind on your own. There's no book you can read that all of a sudden I have it, I've got the technique now, I know how to do it.
Yeah.
No, it's a grind that you have to start and finish on your own.
You have to take great pleasure in the fact that no one wants to be where the fuck you're at right now. Great pleasure in that. It must make, it has to bring a passion out of you. It has to bring something very, very weird out of you, man. Like, people don't really understand what that is. When you're in the worst environment possible, the worst situation possible, and everybody's looking like, God, man, I hope this ends. And you see that. Time slows down and you see that. You're feeling that. Everybody has that look on their face like, God, this got to go. I don't want to be anymore.
Have you ever gotten rhabdomyolysis?
Oh, yes, sir.
Did you get it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
When did you get it?
I got it on my second pull-up record attempt. And I talk about it a little bit in the book there. And I have sickle cell trait. And a young kid just died from rhabdo. Because sickle cell's not a good thing, obviously. And rhabdo's a bad thing for having sickle cell.
You have sickle cell trait, but you don't have the disease.
I don't have the disease.
A buddy of mine died from it when I was a kid.
Really?
Damn.
A guy I used to fight with, used to train with. Yeah, he was always sick. He'd have it, he'd get sick.
It's horrible.
He'd be gone, he'd be out of the gym for months, and he'd come back, and he'd just be trying to get his body back in shape again. Then he'd get it again, and he wound up dying. He's a talented guy, too. When you got it, what did you have to do?
So they put me in the hospital for a while. That's when my hand got real messed up. And my fluids were extremely low. And I had done like, I think I did 3,000 pull-ups. And they're like, man, your body is wrecked up.
Were you just not drinking water while you're doing it?
I was drinking water, but not enough. I was sipping this carbohydrate drink. And my calories were extremely low. I didn't know how much I was going to burn through. And you burn through an awful lot of calories, man, doing that many pull-ups for that many hours.
Yeah.
And with the repetition, with using the single points of just my hands and my biceps, my back, like my body was swollen like the Pillsbury Doughboy. I mean, it looked horrible. And so they kept me in there for a while. But
how long?
Probably about 8 hours. I was in about 8 hours on IVs and stuff like that.
So it's basically a
tons of fluid,
issue.
Tons
That's a
of
big
fluid.
part of it.
Yeah. Tons of fluid. And they sent me home though. So I went home that night.
And how long did you wait before you jumped back at it?
I think I was back on a pull-up bar about a week and a half later. And then I broke the record 6 weeks later.
Wow.
I broke the record.
Jesus Christ. So when you did get back on the pull-up bar, how fucked up was your body?
It was bad. But what I do is like what I've done through everything, which isn't real smart. I mean, it works for me, so I'm not saying do this. Is I've trained through a lot of my injuries. And I started developing, I started doing that in buds, in SEAL training, because in SEAL training, you got to start from day one, or they just kick you out. So I started from day one enough. So my third time going through, I was really jacked up.
Well, you had pneumonia.
Yeah, I had pneumonia, and I had really bad stress fractures.
Okay.
So my stress fractures, so I would put a sock on and then duct tape my foot all the way up to the top of my, or to the mid of my ankle, or to the end of my calf. And because my stress fractures were so bad, so like the pivot point between my ankle and my shin, I just cast that all the way up. And so I went through for a few months with stress fractures. What was crazy about that is they healed. By the time I got to third phase, my stress fractures were healed.
Wow.
And I don't even know how, rhyme or reason behind it. I ran on them. A few months later, they were healed.
Wow.
So I don't know what that
you
means.
Just pushed through the agony, and eventually your body just said, "This crazy fuck is not gonna stop."
It's a true statement. Yeah, it's weird. A lot of my injuries I've just pushed through, and I duct tape it up. I mean,
have you ever had to have surgery on any of them?
No, just a couple heart surgeries, but none of my actual physical body.
And what was your heart surgery for again? You talked about this before,
yeah,
right?
ASD. I had a hole in my heart.
Yeah.
So we talked about
even more ridiculous.
Yeah, that's what we talked about that too, man. They took me off and studied me for a while. So they realized that, my God, I shouldn't even been in the military. I wasn't even qualified to be in the military with a hole in my heart. Let alone be in special operations where you jumping on planes and stuff like that. So I was lucky.
How'd they seal that up?
So they went in with a helix patch, and through my femoral artery, and they went through, put a patch, and they realized I missed like 3 or 4 years of a military career because of this heart surgery.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was off of jump status, dive status. I was just so that's why I talk about recruiting so much. I stayed in recruiting for like 3 or 4 years, and I became like a Navy SEAL recruiter when I was doing this for a while. So I got extended there because of the heart surgery.
And other than that, you never had to have any other surgeries? No meniscus, no nothing like that?
No.
That's crazy.
No, and I've had some jacked up injuries. But see how I grew up, like I talk about in the book, my dad didn't believe in taking me by the hospital. Like that's just how it was, man. It was barbarian stuff, man. But you learn to deal with it and you live it. You're fine. You get hard.
Get MRIs?
Oh yeah.
Get everything checked out?
Matter of fact, man, I was terrified of the MRI machine for a long time. I was claustrophobic. I was like, man, there's a lot behind that, man. But yeah, I've been checked out a lot. I've had so like I said, like 6 years ago, I started stretching out like I thought I was dying. I couldn't even get out of bed. So all that stretching out was from pretty much all these injuries I had that I never really fixed. And my body got knotted up and more knotted up and more knotted up. I mean, it's going to heal. One way or another, it's going to heal. And when it heals, it's not going to heal right. It's going to heal all jacked up and crooked.
Yeah.
So I'm a crooked, jacked up dude, man, but I can still get it done.
It's amazing that you haven't had like knee surgeries or anything like that. Consider all the running you've done.
My left knee right now it's no joke. So like I say, origin of pain. My right foot is messed up because of my left knee. So right now I'm taking care of my left knee. It's getting a lot better now. But Don't worry, Cameron Haynes. I will still be fucking out there running with your ass. I'm not going to get out of it, buddy. So if you're listening, motherfucker, I will see you this weekend. Merry Christmas. All right? Just so you know, brother. Merry Christmas. I'll see you soon.
You don't know what's wrong with the knee? You have no idea?
It's from stretching. So basically...
Stretching?
Yeah, so
Really?
my whole... Because my body was in such bad alignment from just what I did to it, that now I'm in this huge stress routine, and my body's getting back into alignment. So your muscles, like I was a power lifter, man. Like I grew these huge muscles, and I'm this small guy, and from the stress of my body going through hell weeks and all sorts, my body became one knot. So as things start to open up, joints start to hurt, things start to hurt, and I'm like, God, so it's been this big long process. So I'm faster and in better shape than ever. My organs work better, I'm healthier than ever, but I have these little tweaks here, these little tweaks there, from the fact that I am now, my body was locked into position from these muscles being so tight. Now
What do you weigh now?
About 182, 183.
And you were at like 300 plus pounds when you were at your fattest, right?
My fattest, when I weighed in for the military, I don't know what my fattest was, but when I weighed in on that scale, when Steven Saljo hit that scale on me, man, it was 297. And he's like, brother, you gotta lose 106 pounds. I was like, fuck this, I can't. I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, how's that possible? So anyway, it just, you know.
And not a lot of time. That's the crazy
No.
thing. They didn't give you 3 months to lose that. 33 pounds a month is a lot of fucking weight. Plus a few.
Almost impossible. And that's what I thought. That's what I thought. But see, you see the person I am now.
Yeah.
I was 175 pounds in high school. So I was a skinny guy in high school. So I made myself big. I'm a small boned person, so it wasn't, trust me, it was hard. It was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. But
What did people think around you when they saw you 3 months later? You're 100 pounds lighter.
my mom couldn't believe it. Cause my mom, so I was living in Indianapolis, Indiana at the time. And so I was trying to study for this ASVAB test again, that, you know, I got to take it again, going in the Navy, and I'm out here trying to lose weight, and I'm, you know, working for this company, spraying for cockroaches and all sort of crap, and I would lay in her pond in fucking November in Indiana, just lay in her pond. Cause I'm like, I'm going to buzz, I gotta get hard, you know. So I would lay in the pond, get out of the pond, and go for a run, just all wet, cold, like like the daggone shirt would just freeze up from ice and shit. And I'd be out there running. And said, what is wrong with you, man? Like, you were that kid who just didn't want to, like, what's wrong with you? So she started seeing the transformation, like, you know, this guy is obsessed with trying to become somebody. Next thing she knew, man, my God, you actually lost that much weight that fast.
I love the fact that you did it, but what hurts me is when I hear stories about people that get like stomach stapling and surgery and all that shit that they do. Like, you just need to just lose the weight.
Right.
And if you just did it the right way, you would have earned it. And if you earn it, you'll keep it.
That's the thing about it, man. Like, we like to take these very quick fixes in life. We want the 6-minute abs approach to life.
Yeah.
No, man. There's no permanent in that.
Yeah.
There's no permanent in that, man. There's no scarring. There must be scarring.
Well, people are terrified of this thing that you're saying, that there's no end, that there's no finish line, that every day is a new thing, that you have to earn it. Still, after all the shit you've done, every day you get up and you have to earn it.
Yes. You know what's funny about that? I want you to be scared of it.
Yeah.
I want you to be scared of it.
Fuel.
It's great motivation. And see, if you look at it that way, the reason why I speak the way I speak, because I believe in what I'm saying. If I ever shut it down, that's the end of me. And whatever my 100% will be, I don't know what's going to happen to me. Tomorrow, what if you can't run? I will figure what the fuck I can do and do that. That would be my new 100%. You must continue to find your new 100%. Whatever life throws at you, you must find what you can do now. I may become the best, you know, scientist of all time. Who knows? Watch out. You know what I'm saying? Watch out. Who knows?
Well, that is an approach, like this approach, this mental approach. You can use that for anything once you get past the quitting mechanism of your mind.
That's
once
right.
you get past that thing, that this is applicable. You can take these lessons that you learn from these grueling runs,
Yes.
from this losing 106 pounds in 3 months, from all these different things of struggle.
Mm-hmm.
You can take these lessons of struggle and you can apply them to anything.
Yes. I talk about it in my book here about that race I did that made SEAL training look like a child's play in Ranger School. That first 100 miler I did, right, shit on myself and all kind of stuff. That 19 hours it took me with no training, I sum it up like this. You're talking about struggle, how you can put so much of life into struggle. In that 19 hours, I lived 5 years. 5 years of struggle, of happiness, of depression, success, failure. In 19 hours. That's what's great about some of these things I do. You get a wide range of life in just 19 hours. You know, like when you get to like mile 50 in your mind saying, we gotta get out of here, man. And then you get to like mile 60, okay, we're feeling good. You have all these highs and lows that you have to manage within this suck fest of 19 hours. And that's what I get from a lot of these different things, that human growth, you know, growth of the mind. Without friction, there is no growth. Without friction, there's no growth.
There's no growth and there's no satisfaction.
Mm-mm.
Like, there's no like, people want to sit around and rest, but you don't really appreciate rest unless you earned it.
That's it. And people they think I'm the craziest person on the planet. You are so far fucking removed from that statement. It's not even funny. I was 290 pounds twice in my life. I do not like to do the things I do, but there's humongous satisfaction from doing it. There's humongous satisfaction from lacing your shoes up saying, I don't really want to go for a run today. And then running. And then getting back and saying, wow,
I did it.
I did it.
Yeah.
And that's what it's about. It's about these small steps to doing things you don't want to do.
You know Jocko Williams?
I know him, yeah.
Jocko's
Don't know him great, but I know him.
I know him pretty well. He's awesome. But every morning, you look at that motherfucker's Instagram, he's got a picture of his watch at 4:30. He gets up at 4:30 every morning and he earns the sunrise.
That's good stuff,
He works
man.
out like a motherfucker and then earns the sunrise.
That's good stuff.
But it's that thing, like, there's no end.
No.
It doesn't end.
And it's scary.
That is scary.
It's
for
scary.
people. Everybody wants that holding hands while the sun sets, retirement, and you're walking off into the sunset.
The biggest question I get is, so when do you rest? When do you recover?
Yeah.
And I don't want to scare people, but the truth answer is, I don't take any days off.
No days.
No days.
7 days a week.
7 days a week.
What is a normal day?
Normal day for me, a normal day. So let's say a light day.
Light day.
Light day is at least a 7-mile run. I will every other day, so about 4 days a week, calisthenics plus gym workout. So I don't do any gym workout without hitting pull-ups, push-ups. I call it nickels and dimes. So like 5 pull-ups, 10 push-ups, or I'll go, quarters and whatever, like 25 pull-ups or in like 50 push-ups. So I have all these different things I mess up. So I will do weights with calisthenics, and every single night I stretch. For at least every night I stretch for at least 2 hours.
2 hours?
Every night. Every night.
So you stretch after you're done working out?
Yeah, so at nighttime usually I'll be either in a quiet room, or I'll be watching TV. I love sports. Be watching the game and I'm on the floor, man. And that's what I do.
So you just stretch while you're doing stuff?
I stretch while I do stuff.
2 hours is a long ass time to stretch. Is this just because you're trying to correct all
I'm trying to correct
years of not doing that?
No, years of this.
Do you ever fuck with yoga?
A lot.
Yeah?
Yoga is the shit.
What do you do? Hot yoga?
I have my own yoga.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of invented my own little yoga for what my body needs. I've done hot yoga several times. Yoga's huge. Yoga's huge. Like holding those positions. And I'm big in holding them for a long period of time. So that's where my stretching is. Like people say, don't hold stretches for a long time. I hold them for a long period of time. 'Cause I'm trying to get full range of motion. A lot of people go on for like my shoulders all messed up. I get surgery on it. Nah. If you don't have full range of motion in your body, don't go in and get cut on, man. Until you know that your body is actually opened up. We start to get knuckle dragger syndrome from doing like push-ups. You never work your back, like your rear delts. So here you are, you start hunching over. Before you know it, your joints are out of whack. You need to get full range of motion before you know how fucked up you truly are.
Mm.
So I'm always working on full range of motion like a kid. They run so effortlessly. They're always in full range of motion. As you get older and tighter and sit and more stressed, your body starts to get more and more tight. Therefore, your shoulders start to get out of balance and out of joint and out of socket. Therefore, it's popping.
Yeah.
It's popping because you're fucking tight. Open it up first. Open it up. Can you touch your hands behind each other and raise them up behind you? It's all these different ranges of motion that I got real smart on from a guy, and I took it to another level.
So do you work with a trainer, or do you always work out by yourself?
Everything I do, I've never had a trainer in my entire life.
Really?
Never. Not one time.
Do you read about physiology or exercise science or anything like that?
Nothing.
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 But what about like when they learn new shit about new ways to, enhance shoulder stability
Right.
or new exercises? You're not interested?
Nope. I don't. I don't do it for that reason.
What do you do?
Still to this day, man. To this day, it is for me to become better mentally. How I look has just become I have thousands, hundreds of thousands of miles on this body, running, pull-ups, push-ups, swimming, whatever you want to call it. This body is what it is now. It's from repetition. It's not from studying, hey, if you hold a plank for this long, fuck all that bullshit. I don't care about it. I just do it for my mind.
Right.
I want to continue to harden, because that's the only thing I want. That's what I want. I want to have that mind ready for life.
But you also want to increase your range of motion. Like
Range of motion is huge.
You want to make sure that you're not causing any additional injuries. Wouldn't you want to stabilize some areas that maybe you feel like you might have weaknesses and find out new techniques to do that?
Have you seen me with my shirt off?
No.
Yeah. It's stable as fuck.
I saw you when you had your shirt off when you first came here. I walked in. Dave got here early, and by the time I got here, he was already doing chin-ups.
Yeah, it's stable. It's stable. Do some pull-ups, push-ups, man. That's some stable shit.
Yeah.
But all that stuff is very important. Honestly, just all jokes aside, man. Full range of motion, getting your shoulder rotation, all that stuff is very important. I learned a lot about that coming up. I had a lot of people I worked out with that are real smart about all this stuff. I'm a real old school meat eater, like Bill Kazmaier type of lifter. I don't look like it. Back when I was that guy in the back of the skinny guy, that's what I did. And I got off really big into human performance, about the body, strength, fitness. That's what I wanted to be. I wanted to be a hybrid motherfucker. A guy that can run 200 miles and then go to the gym with your meathead who's scared of running, and lift with him. So that was my whole thing in life. I wanted to be the guy who can run 200 miles with the skinny guys, and then go to the gym with the big meatheads and say, okay, load it up, let's go. So that was my whole thing.
That's a very difficult thing to tie the two of them together. When you think ultra marathon runners or people that run long distances, they're very thin.
Right.
Very thin guys. Like when you were talking about the first time you ran 100 miles that you did deadlifts the night before, like that is just fucking preposterous. Nobody does that.
No, yeah. So me and the guy I talked about in the book, it's Silverback Gorilla is what I call him in the book. That's not his real name, obviously. But yeah, he saw me go into my car the night before my first 100-mile race, and it was like he called me out. Said, "Hey, Goggins, come here." When a Navy SEAL calls you out, a guy that puts you through 3 hell weeks, you're like, you know what? Fuck, I gotta go to the gym and lift heavy now. So we're doing squats, deadlifts, power cleans, heavy bench presses, and I'm thinking, I have to run 100 miles tomorrow. But I also knew he was coming out there to watch me. So I was like, you know what? You put me through 3 hell weeks. You were my instructor. So now
This shit don't make no sense. shit take fucking ever. Don't do that bullshit. Just work. Work naturally. Cool? Okay, well, cool. You decided to work naturally.
Now it's my turn to educate you on what a human can do. Because I know you can be sitting there thinking while you're watching me with your wife and your kid, and you just worked out with me the night before, we went real heavy, did the heaviest shit, we were sore. You can sit there while you watch me run around this 1 mile track. How the fuck is he doing that shit right now? We lifted heavy as hell. And he's running 100 miles and never has run past 20 miles in his life. I use that for a lot of fuel. So that gym workout, Mr. Silverback Gorilla, there was a lot for my mentality that brought with me. I knew I would see you. And he came at mile 50 with a package of 6 donuts that I chomped up with the quickness. So yeah, so I used that workout for a lot of motivation. I knew he'd see me. I know he'd be thinking, how'd you not get wrapped over that? You know what? I don't know what I got that day.
Hello.
But I talk about the book again. That when I went home that night, or that morning, that was.
Hello. All right.
There's nothing even close to that pain. I knew for a fact I wasn't gonna get out of that tub. I knew. I knew I was.
Come on, bro.
I was talking about dehydrated, no nutrition. I was eating Rich crackers and Mileplex. That was the worst pain I'd ever experienced in my entire life. I was pissing Coca-Cola out of me. It was bad. It was bad.
She probably did have wrapped up.
I guarantee it. Nothing even close. I'm 43 years old now. There's nothing even close to that pain. I knew for a fact I would with a package of 6 donuts that I chomped up with the quickness. So yeah, so I used that workout for a lot of motivation. I knew he'd see me. I know he'd be thinking, how'd you not get wrapped over that? You know what? I don't know what I got that day, but I talk about it in the book again. That when I went home that night or that morning, that was single-handedly nothing even close. I'm 43 years old now. There's nothing even close to that pain. I knew for a fact I wasn't gonna get out of that tub. I knew I was done. I was talking about dehydrated, no nutrition. I was eating Rich crackers and Mileplex. That was the worst pain I'd ever experienced in my entire life. I was pissing Coca-Cola out of me. It was bad.
Bro, what are you talking about? I need to know.
Is he doing that shit right now? We lifted heavy as hell. He's running 100 miles and never has run past 20 miles in his life. I use that for a lot of fuel. When a Navy SEAL calls you out, gotta put you through 3 hell weeks, you're like, you know what? Fuck. I gotta go to the gym and lift heavy now. So we're doing squats, deadlifts, power cleans, heavy bench presses, and I'm thinking, I have to run 100 miles tomorrow. But I also knew he was coming out there to watch me. So I was like, you know what? You put me through 3 hell weeks. You were my instructor. So now it's my turn to educate you on what a human can do. Because I know you could be sitting there thinking while you're watching me with your wife and your kid, and you just worked out with me the night before, we went real heavy, did the heaviest shit, we were sore. You're gonna sit there while you watch me run around this 1 mile track. How the fuck is he doing that shit right now? We lifted heavy as hell. And he's running 100 miles and never has run past 20 miles in his life. I use that for a lot of fuel. So that gym workout, Mr. Silverback Gorilla, there was a lot for my mentality that brought with me. I knew I would see you. And he came at mile 50 with a package of 6 donuts that I chomped up with the quickness. So yeah, so I used that workout for a lot of motivation. I knew he'd see me. I know he'd be thinking, how'd you not get wrapped over that? You know what? I don't know what I got that day, but I talk about it in the book again. That when I went home that night or that morning, that was single-handedly nothing even close. I'm 43 years old now. There's nothing even close to that pain. I knew for a fact I wasn't gonna get out of that tub. I knew I knew I was done. I was talking about dehydrated, no nutrition. I was eating Ritz crackers and Mileplex. That was the worst pain I'd ever experienced.
Oh, the 20-mile run or the 100-mile run.
I was pissing Coca-Cola out of me. It was bad. It was bad.
You probably did have rhabdo.
I guarantee it. I guarantee I was
pissing
bad.
Coca-Cola. That's
Coca-Cola.
No bueno.
Yeah, no bueno, son. It was bad. And my ex-wife was like, and she, she's a nurse.
Yeah.
And she called my mom up, and mom had her friend there was a doctor friend of hers. Said, hey, you gotta give him to the doctor immediately. And I was like, hey, you gotta give me that fucking phone. I gotta call Chris Costman, let him know I did 100 miles so I can get in the bad water. It didn't go as like I planned, but I did get in the bad water after another race. But
didn't you do a marathon like how
yes.
long later?
So basically, I had never run a marathon.
Right.
I did the 100-mile race first, no training. But I had signed up for the marathon because it's the first Las Vegas marathon running down the strip of Las Vegas. So Las Vegas had a marathon, but this is the first time it's gonna go down the strip. 2005, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna sign up for it. I went on to Iraq, did deployment. When I come back, I'll be training for it, and I'll go do this race with my family. Me and my ex-wife and my mom signed up for it. So in Iraq, me and my boy, Sledge, in the book, we're just working out. We're doing crazy workouts. And my cardio was 20 minutes every Sunday on the elliptical trainer. That's the only cardio I did. So I call myself training for this marathon, right? So then, my boys got killed in that incident that happened, Lone Survivor, the whole Operation Red Wings. So that's what prompted me to do the 100-mile race.
Oh, really?
After I did the 100-mile race in November, it was like 2 or 3 weeks later, that marathon that we all signed up for, that I didn't train for. I didn't train for the 100-mile race, didn't train at all for this. Like, hey, I'll drive there with you all. Because I tried to run the day before. Like, I can't even run I can't even run down the block. So I didn't do it. So we're driving to the race. I said, hey, Mom, my mom's going to walk it. I said, I'm going to walk it with you. My ex-wife, I said, you can go ahead and take off, do your thing, run your race. I'm going to walk my mom. That gun went off. And something fucking happened. I took off. I was like, what? I took up like a jackrabbit. Gone. I was like, what the hell? So I was thinking the whole time, I was like, man, I just ran 100 miles like 3 weeks ago, like the first time ever. I was peeing blood and pissing shit on myself. I go, my body's broken. My Achilles and my tendons and my feet are broken. I go, what is this? And every time I started running further and further, I go, okay, I got to the 10K. I'm on Boston Marathon time. Because I knew the Boston Marathon was like 3:10:59 for my age. I'm like, hang on a second. And then I started using all this external shit for motivation. Like, okay, who the fuck can go out here and run 100 miles, no training? Then I'm broken. Most broken I've been in my life. And now I'm running a marathon. Who can do it? So I started just feeding myself. I get to half the mile. I'm about 30 seconds off the pace. I said, hang on, man, you're Goggins. You can do this shit, man. And I started just feeding myself. You can do this. Before I knew it, man, I kept to like the last 6 miles, and I was off the pace, and I just kicked it. And next thing I knew, I did like a 3:08 and change. I was like, and I was like, what the fuck? What have I been leaving on the table?
Right.
I've been leaving so much on the fucking table for pain. And that's when I started like going crazy about the mind. Like, what the hell am I, like, what is up? Like, it opened these different doors of like possibility and like, what is humanly possible? What are we capable of? Like, people, I didn't even know. I was just amazed by what I was able to do by a simple fact of just reasoning and working with pain and pain management, and my mind just kept on growing from there. And it happened in Hell Week, it happened in the 100-mile race, it happened here, it started just evolving into what it is now, to where now I'm like, God, dog, man, the mind, we are leaving so much on the table. When people take me, he cusses so much, he sounds crazy. Don't listen to all that shit, man. Just cut off the bullshit. Cut the bullshit. Just get to the weeds of that you are fucking yourself up by not examining your brain. You're not examining your brain. Message it. That's done. You examine your fucking brain, and that takes some hard work and suffering. If you're not going to do that, I'm sorry.
And it seems like there's no way to do that as a bystander.
No, you can't watch it, man.
Yeah.
You gotta get out there and be like, oh, this hurts. This hurts real fucking bad. I don't think this is smart. And then, guess what happens? The body will adjust. It will adjust. And everybody goes, well, then the next question will get, but is there a time when it doesn't adjust? What the fuck? I get some of the stupidest shit, man. Like, don't take it with a grain of fucking salt, people.
Those questions are people that are wanting to quit.
Yes, yes. And that's what I say.
When should I quit?
Yeah, like, did you ever, like, feel like, no, shut the fuck up. Stop.
So
I don't want to,
funny.
like, that, there's always that next question. No, don't take it like, go out there and run through a brick wall as many times as you can. No, I'm not saying be me. Don't run towards them 5 miles at one time. I'm not saying do that. I'm saying start to learn the mind is powerful. It's powerful, man. It's unbelievable.
But people need a thing to get them going, right? They need a thing,
right?
They need a goal. They need a like it's well. Sometimes the first step is the hardest.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's hard to take that 1 million step too, but sometimes the first step is the most. There's something about the. What do I do? They start going over their phone. They start calling people. They don't
Right.
get out of the house.
Right.
And there's something about procrastination. It's like, you know it's painful.
Oh, yeah.
You know you should be doing things, but you just keep doing it. You keep itching that scab.
I procrastinate like a motherfucker, man, every day. I don't want to do this shit. That's what's so funny, man. People looking like I'm some damn superhero that came down from the gods, from the heavens of earth. No, man. I don't want to do this shit. I'm looking at my shoes for 30 minutes sometimes thinking, man, fuck, man, people look up to you, Goggins. Fuck them. I don't want to do this shit. I'm like, I don't want to do this shit, man. But guess what?
You do it.
I'm going to do it.
As long as you do it.
And that's what I know about it, man. That's why I stopped doing it. I'm thinking, oh, man, you're going to fucking sit here, you look at your shoes for 30, 40 minutes, you're going to go, you're going to think about it all day long, and you're going to do it anyway.
And sometimes you don't have the time to look at your shoes for 30 minutes.
No.
Those are the beautiful days.
Yes.
Because you know you just have to go.
That's right.
And so, like, there's no room for procrastination.
And that's when I was in the military, I loved my schedule. Because I knew I had to be at work at 7 o'clock. So you better get your ass up at 4 o'clock, man. You got to get your shit in, brother. Because I had to get my shit in before I got my shit in.
Right.
You know? So that was my mentality back then, man. You know, like I had to get the miles and get everything in, man, and get to work, man. I'm competing with the alpha males.
Yeah, but how much did that piss other alpha males off? That you were imposing a very high bar.
I was a very misunderstood human being when I was in the military. The Air Force guys liked me a lot. The Rangers liked me a lot.
I gotta keep going. Come on.
So much not the SEALs.
Because they were with you.
They didn't like me so much, which is fine.
I respect
them. I think a lot of them respect. I have a lot of friends in the SEAL teams, a lot of guys that like-minded mentalities as me. And once again, man, I grew up and I got over it. A lot of guys still have, you know, like a lot of people can't get over the fact of whatever. When I became a SEAL recruiter, a lot of guys thought I wasn't deploying for a lot of reasons and whatnot, and I heard a lot. I was that guy who grinded.
Damn,
I grinded hard.
Beautiful.
I mean, I grinded hard. I was that guy who was up, like, if we went on an op or we had a workup, let's say we had a workup, we're in an island, we're out there shooting guns and doing land warfare, and we did it till like 1 o'clock in the fucking morning. Most everybody go to sleep.
I don't know, bro.
They didn't go to sleep. I went to the gym. I worked a workup. Let's say we had a workup, we're in an island, we're out there shooting guns and doing land warfare, and we did it till like 1 o'clock in the fucking morning. Most everybody go to sleep. They didn't go to sleep.
Once I get my 10 games, I'm gonna go on a run.
I worked out. Or I go sleep, and I said we'd be up at 5 o'clock. I was up at 4 o'clock and got my hour in. I made sure to always do that. And I did it to a point to where I think it pissed some people off because I wasn't a quiet person about it. You know, I wasn't the most humble person always. You know, so when you're around alpha males, you're sometimes picking a fight, you know, all the time. And I look different, I acted different, I was different, I am different. I take a lot of pride in that. And so, you know, if you didn't get after it, I didn't respect you.
Bro.
Because I believe that
shit on my shoulder.
Where I'm at,
fucking
I know that human potential is what we have. It's all we have. It's what the world sees us a certain way.
Come on.
And when I saw that people weren't doing that, I had a funky ass fucking attitude. And I own it in my book. I come back from Ranger School a big time leader. I was a big time fucking leader. I got honor man out there. I led by example. And what I realized, a lot of times when you're in these schools,
how did you shoot that?
People want to graduate these schools because they suck.
Fuck.
They don't want to ever go back.
They want to go to the reverse.
Those schools became my fucking life. People don't want to see a fucking guy that wants to go back to day one, week one, of fucking Navy SEAL training every fucking day of your life. And that's how I live. And it's a disgusting human being that I can be.
Why can I not?
It is. And a lot of people didn't like me.
I want to wear my fucking shoes.
Stupid shit and started saying this and that. The bottom line, man, is my fucking resume says it all, man. My resume's out there. Google the motherfucker. You say whatever you want to say.
Yo, come on, man. You're supposed to be down there in the paint, fucking blocking and defending.
Surgeries and people
shit happens, get posted.
On me, man. You started rumor shit on me, man, because I fucking got the fuck after it. And real hard guys, like a guy named Hawk I talk to all the time.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, he's a great friend of mine. When the heart's my first, before my heart surgery.
Then you left him open and let him fucking green a shot. Like, come on, man.
I'm on a 10-mile ruck with 50 pounds.
What are we doing?
I saw that guy. He's like, what the fuck are you doing out here? We got heart surgery. Roger that, brother. I'm getting it in before I'm be out for about 6 months after the heart surgery. That was my mentality. Because I started realizing at a young age.
Yeah, I would fucking want to do that too.
When I was leaving on the table.
I'm back down.
And once I found out what a human being's capable of,
give me the ball.
I didn't know how to control that. I was a fucking, you want to talk about fucking savage? That's what I was. I was a fucking straight up, people talk about savage very lightly. I was fucking from the backwoods motherfucking savage, dude. You know, and I was
get that board.
I told
fuck,
you
man. Why are you letting him score?
I had 8 chips on my shoulder. And a lot of times that wasn't great.
So is it a situation where, like with the SEALs, where once you've gotten through buds, and once you've gotten through all the physically grueling parts of
what the fuck?
Getting to be accepted, once you're in, then
is this team even good?
Standards that they didn't want to keep up with.
I would say some people, you know, I had
and then he just takes up the dumbest shit.
You know, like I
just hold it for a second.
I got in this platoon and
then you're LeBron
PT program, and you put me in charge of the PT program is fucking your ass. And the thing about it is, I didn't like it either. I didn't want to do this shit either, man. But
what were you making them do?
Like, you know, like it was some Navy, it was some bud shit. You know, we went back to buds, like, you know, log PTs and, you know, carrying logs over
good
the
shit, LeBron,
like,
you fucking
retard. I had
retard.
to do like pull-ups, rope climbs, pull-up like for like.
Dude, we gotta get something going.
So imagine
come on,
doing
bro.
a rope climb, then go do like 10 to 15 pull-ups coming back, and we would do like these.
No, that ain't happening.
Very hard workouts. Like there was no like go to the gym, lift some weights type of shit, and I was imposing my own mentality.
We gotta have a foul. They're soft to tempo.
These are grown-ass fucking men. They know, they don't
letting
want
them
to
shoot, letting them
I'm
drive.
trying to make them to be. And when they called me off,
and nobody's fault but your own.
We're not buds anymore, Goggins. It pissed me off.
I got 2 assists.
And I got a little fucking attitude. Got my chip. I got my ball, and me and Sledge went ahead and started to work out together. And we developed this, like, me and Sledge work out like fucking animals, and we had this fucking mentality of, fuck yeah, we're getting after it.
Going in.
And everybody kind of did their own thing, man.
God, bro.
And that's when I started looking at people.
Why do you go to the left hand? Go to the right hand.
Differently, man, because I bit in.
And then
like,
just shrug.
You know, like to be the special operator, you got people have broken legs. These guys, all those stories. I was the same guy, man. I put people on a pedestal. I put people. I can never be them. I can never be that guy, man. Never put anybody on a pedestal. That's what happened to me. I put them on a pedestal, and once I got up there with them, and I saw them. And once again, not everybody.
We're all equal.
Some hard motherfuckers out there, dude. Period. Dot. Hard motherfuckers. I thought every motherfucker was hard.
Just hide it better.
Yeah.
Uncommon amongst uncommon men.
That's all it was about for me, man. And I took it to another level, and I pissed a lot of motherfuckers off. And they were trying to find chinks in my armor.
Don't shoot it.
They were trying to find chinks in my armor. You know, all he does is run. All he does is fucking run. That's why, but once again, that's why I don't talk about the military too much. Like I said, the Air Force loved me. The Army guys I work with love me. The Ranger School, all that stuff love me. You know, I wasn't, you know, it's just what it is, man. It's I was part of the Navy SEALs. I was a team guy, but I wasn't part of the brotherhood. And that's just me, man. That's just me. It ain't saying nothing bad about them. I got a lot of love for a lot of them. A lot of them got love for me, but I ain't gonna talk bad about them. It's just, I'm different. That's when I figured out. I'm different from everybody in the fucking world.
Okay.
And I had to own that and say, you know what, man, you made a lot of fucking mistakes being who you are.
Bro,
I should have been more of a leader
how the fuck?
Times, but a lot of times, a lot of people should have been a little bit harder too.
So was it that some of those guys just didn't want to work as hard, or was it just that they weren't appreciating how competitive you were? You were always against them.
Let them have the ball.
Is that what it was? That it didn't foster the sense of brotherhood?
Hurt them.
Because you were more like, come on, pussy.
You're letting him run right through you, nigga.
Call them pussies, but you can look at my face and how I looked at you, and you know you can kind of say this, you know. So what happens? I started developing this like,
oh my god, this motherfucker
and
is terrible.
About me too, man, is I don't go out.
Terrible.
I don't party. I don't hang out with the guys. I don't, you know. So I was always.
What's going on? Get in the house. I heard your ass and I was like, what's going on?
We'll see you again. You know, you're in a platoon with these guys for two years, sometimes a year and a half.
What you got in your bag?
And I would, you know, we work out, do our.
What is it? Oh, I haven't had Subway in forever.
I'm just a different fucking cat. I'm a different cat, man. Like you know.
Don't shoot it. Don't shoot it. Don't shoot it.
I think differently. I believe differently. I believe strongly in what I believe in.
Well, some people must appreciate the fact that you were self-motivated and that you were pushing the envelope, that you were pushing the pace, you were setting a high bar.
Yeah, I have a lot of guys right now within the community. A lot of guys. Once again, this is like. It's like a big soap opera sometimes, man. When you're in a fraternity like that, that's what it's like, man. So I had to get a different vantage point, look at it, and see, like, you know, a lot of guys did respect who I was and what I did, and I brought it fucking hard a lot and every day. But I also rub people the wrong way.
Well, I woke up at 12.
Like
I tried to go to sleep for as long as possible.
I'm like that itch. You want to scratch the fuck out of my ass, you know what I'm saying?
Why did you go back there?
Fuck this dude, man.
You're going to work, son.
Yeah.
I love what you talked about when you ran
the marathon. You can do it, I can do it.
Realize how much you were leaving on the table.
Your sleep schedule right this weekend.
I mean,
of course.
The unfulfilled potential is the story of most people.
I'm going to work if I get my state ID. You get it?
It is. And it could have been the story of mine. And I tell a lot of people.
No, she said you have to have it before you can work here.
Right, yes.
So I said, okay, I'll go.
And everything. That's when
let's say this. Let's say, I don't care if you believe in God or not.
She said I have to have it before I can go to work. She said, get it as your
big fucking long line of people.
I said, okay, I'll get it before I come to work.
75 years old, I'm 300 pounds. I made it to heaven. I worked for Ecolab my entire life.
So before I go back, I want to have my state ID.
But I'm dead. I'm in heaven.
Nope.
And you are you're judging us all now.
The lady said
your
background will be back.
You have.
That's when you got to
Adam
get
Brown.
Your background, your driver's license,
or your
ID,
and you're talking
and
to Adam Brown about his life.
So, just telling you.
And you rip it down, and I'm next in line. David got it.
Dora did?
I see my name. I see all this shit.
Who said that?
You say, read it.
The lady at Rule King.
Dora?
Yes.
All right. Nice. Okay.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. You better get your sleep schedule right this weekend, because Monday's work day, buddy.
It's a process. I'll do it. I tried staying up as long as I can last night. I'm at 12, so if I stay up all today, I'll be great. So just give me a Red Bull, if you can. What'd you get for Subway? Did you want to finish it? Is that what you got leftovers, or did you bring it home to me? I just want a bite. No, I just want a bite. No, I want a bite. I'm gonna cook breakfast, nigga. I want breakfast. Holy shit. We gotta go to Subway more often. No more pizza. No more none of that. Subway. That's the shit.
You know what I done? I fixed it myself. I told her to put ham and turkey, pepperonis, banana peppers, ranch, bacon, and Swiss cheese.
That motherfucker's loaded.
It's fucking delicious. And then we're the good
It's
shit.
hot.
It's banana peppers. It shouldn't be hot.
It's hot for me.
Oh, I put a lot of pepper on it.
Yeah. My face buds are like fucking pussies.
Yeah, I put a lot of pepper on it. It was good though.
Well. Ah. Fucking banana peppers are disgusting. I mean, they got a juicy flavor. There you go. What the fuck, LeBron? Like, really, what the fuck? This nigga don't know how to hold his man at all. What am I supposed to do with you fucking idiots? It's like they don't know how to play basketball or something. Why do you go all the way back there? Oh my god, are you retarded? Oh my god, my fucking team is retarded. Special ed kids, I swear. I can't play with these people, bro. And this nigga, I don't know why he's a starter. He can't defend, he can't shoot. I'm gonna start doing some shit on my own. Come on, back up. That's what I like to see. Get back. Good steal, good steal. Wow, LeBron. LeBron, you're big as fuck, 280 pounds. Just take it in. What's wrong with you? Oh my god. Why? How? How am I bricking that bad? Wide fucking open in the corner and I bricked. I don't understand, bro. I mean, what the fuck is it? Why do I brick? I have to take those shots. I'm wide open. Go, come on. Good fucking defense. Anthony. Nice shot, okay. Good. Way to take advantage of the openness. It wasn't for my dime you'd missed. Good defense. Okay, okay. We got something going on. Fuck was that? I passed to the wrong person anyway. Take it in, yes. Thank you. Come on, let's get our lead. I want to get team takeover. Fuck. Sons of bitches. Ugh, that hurts. Alright, one last bite. Shit. Clean everything up, took the trash out and shit. Dishes and trash. Took them out. Alright, put the trash bag in your bathroom. And it's Kenzie's turn to do the dishes. Next time they're done. Make it hard on them. Don't let me use pushing. Oh, whatever. Let's fucking go. I said fuck no. Who's gonna set the screen? Okay, he set it over there, it didn't really do shit. They want him at the top, so he's cutting, he's going right. Okay, okay, okay. Oh man, there was a double, it was a double. Hey, let's go. Fuck yeah. Way to get it through. Good shit, good shit. Yeah, 30 seconds. I gotta get this takeover. Fuck! I had to do that. Risk it, you know? Now or never. Now or never. I got an A, I don't want to get down to a B minus. Or an A minus. Yeah, I do. Big ass motherfucker. Yeah. Alright, this would be game 3.
This man. Now I'm reading this list and I'm seeing 182 pounds.
Fourth quarter of game 3.
Okay, Rangers list. And I'm seeing 182 pounds, Navy SEAL, Ranger School, motivational speaker, changing lives. Okay, man, pull-up record, all this shit. And I'm like, that's not me, man. And God looks at me and says, that's who you were supposed to be. And my biggest fear, I visualize some crazy shit. My biggest fear is that one day I'm going to reach a judgment of my life. Something is going to judge me for what the fuck I was supposed to be in life. And what I want now is that whoever's judging me up there, I want them to have a board and them up there right now getting their pen out. Because, you know, this person who judges is supposed to know everything. You're supposed to know from the time you're dead to the time you're, time you're born and the time you're dead.
I did not mean to do that to you.
Like this, up there writing more about me, saying, fuck, I know you could do that. I know you can do that. So I want to impress
Wait, that was me?
Whatever the fuck is up there.
How did I
whatever's
foul
going on in
him?
my life, I want to
Whatever.
go up there and not have anything left on the table.
What we got?
I want to drain my soul of every
No easy possessions.
fucking bit of person I am.
Now, how do you plan on doing that? Like going forward in the future? Do you have a plan?
Yeah. So what I did, I believe in going back to scratch. So a lot of us, like right now, I've come a long way in my life. I've had to grow up a lot, accept a lot of the fucking things I've done in my life. I'd accept a lot.
Why are you sitting
I took all
there?
this information, big database, took it all.
Only 200.
So what got me to be where I'm at today is
It was a
data.
nice assist. Wasn't that fun?
I collect even more data now, which way I can write this book, which I can tell people, hey, you know, I fucking have a lot of faults. I have a mentality that can sometimes
Okay, good,
all this shit.
Good pick up.
So how you get better is
I'm off.
So right now I'm way up here now. I was way down here. But what makes you way up here is being from way down here. So I love going back. I call it, so when I was growing up for like 3 years, so from the time I was 8 to the time I was like 12, we lived in a $7 a month place. And what I call it is I'm always paying rent in that $7 a month home. Every day of my life. I go back and revisit that place. Because that place made me this good animal. That place made me this hard man. And then from that place, so that place is hard work. That place is going back to the fundamentals of life. The fundamentals of what made David Goggins David Goggins. Going back in there, going back to the library of David Goggins. Studying even more than I know.
Okay.
Taking that out, going back to where I'm at now, and then moving forward. So I believe in always taking steps backwards to the roots. We cannot forget the roots and what made us the good animal. We can never become civilized.
Isn't a granimal the like little kids' clothes?
It's a little kid's clothes, but I love the word. I don't know if it's clothes or drinks. A granimal. We can never become civilized.
Isn't a granimal the like little kids' clothes?
It's a little kid's clothes, but I love the word. I don't know if it's clothes or drinks. I don't know if it's clothes or drinks, man, but something like that.
So when you living like right now,
what are you cooking?
What kind of goals are you setting, and how are you feeding that beast inside of you? How are you calming all that down?
Stretching's helped a lot, you know. So when you wire yourself up so much, yoga.
No, what are you cooking? No, don't do the hot ones. Get the mediums. Those are hot. I can't eat them. That's why I got them out. Save the hot ones for yourself. If you want to cook hot ones, you can, but I was going to cook me some eggs and sausage, just a whole bunch of shit, and just eat it. But if you want to do it, that's fine too. Can you put cheese in the eggs? Yeah. That pepper's pretty good. What kind of peppers do you put on it?
Banana peppers.
Just banana? It's so juicy.
And I put ranch on it too. I forgot about that.
It's so juicy. Like, I like it. It's just like, I just taste so much of that pepper. I need something else going with it. Like, you need more of just something. I know I put bologna in there.
No, you can't do that. That was bacon.
Wait, why?
Because it's raw bacon.
Oh. Ain't that raw banana? Or raw? You know, ain't the same thing?
You're doing different meat there. You can't do
Bologna's
bologna.
processed?
Yeah.
Okay. I got it. Alright, now that's my last bite.
Nature intended, like, give you the potential to run away from predators, to avoid invading tribes, and to fight and all that.
That was me, man.
Yeah,
That was
a lot
me.
of people.
Yeah. A lot of people like me.
All that 3
All
o'clock
day
still
long.
in your head.
Yep. All.
We don't give a fuck. Nothing bothers you. Like,
Nothing.
fuck you. We don't appeal. We all talked about that. All the guys that I did. How are you feeding that beast inside of you? What?
I don't know if it's clothes or drinks, man, but something like that.
So when you're living like right now, like what kind of goals are you setting, and how are you feeding that beast inside of you? How are you calming all that down?
Stretching's helped a lot. You know, so when you wire yourself up so much, yoga and stretching has really helped me to like. You want to be quiet.
Damn, I mean, what the
to see where you want to go, because noise is the ultimate kryptonite.
Yeah.
Too much noise in your mind, you're not going to be focused on what the task at hand is.
It's one of the things that I've found that like long cardio is the best thing ever for calming
that was
noise.
beautiful.
Yes.
We all talked about that. All the guys that I did that Sober October thing with, the fitness challenge, that like if you work out 5 hours a day, you don't give a fuck.
No.
It's amazing. I'm like, if you could take that and put it in a pill form, how you feel about life after you work out 5 hours.
Yep.
You don't give a fuck. Nothing bothers you. Like,
Nothing.
fuck you.
Nothing.
Because you've struggled.
True. My fiance right now, she's like, hey, I got X, Y, and Z. I'm like, I'll take it.
Just
like,
wish I had the right workout equipment.
What? I'm like,
I would do it all day, every day.
I fucking sit down in this motherfucking chair all day long, son.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm chill.
It's different.
Yeah, I get all that shit out. I wring the rag out in the morning time, and whatever you want to do, I'm here, man.
Most people never get there, though.
No.
They always have that chatter.
Always.
Always negative anger of the guy who cut you off yesterday at 3
all
o'clock.
day
Still
long.
in your head.
Yep, all day long, man.
Yeah.
Chatter.
Chatter,
all day
chatter,
long.
chatter. Maybe I should do this. Maybe I should have done that. I should have never let that guy get away with that.
Exactly.
I should have done this. I should have taken that job.
Yep.
I should have moved. I should have stuck with her. I should have done all that.
That was me, man.
Yeah,
that was
a lot
me.
of people.
Yeah. Why don't people like me?
It's amazing that long cardio just calms that chatter like that, though.
Yes.
Like I never until October, I'd never really done long cardio every day.
It beats that testosterone up, man.
Beats everything up.
Yeah, that you're like fucking done.
Yeah.
You're cool.
Yeah.
You're cool, man.
It's not just that. It's like I always talk about people's brains that I think that the way people's minds work.
All right, we're slacking
like a
on
battery
that.
that's
But
like
it's okay.
leaking out. It's like since we don't use it. Because we
Let's
have
try
all
to get
this
an assist
potential,
here.
we don't use it. Like it oozes off the top of the battery and it
Okay.
gets messy.
Right.
It's going down the sides of the battery. It's all fucked up. But when you just drain that bitch, like nature intended, like
Try to get it
give
running.
you the potential to run away from predators, avoid invading tribes, and to fight and gather and hunt, and all the physical potential that your body is capable of.
No,
You
wrong way,
drain
wrong
it
way.
with like a 10-mile run or long cardio session, long workout session.
Really?
Then you can just be you.
It's the great purge, man.
Fuck.
The purge.
It's the purge. You purge all that fucking demon shit out, man. All the evil. Evil can't stand a 10-mile run, bro. It's gonna get leaked right the fuck out.
It gets pounded out.
Pounded out.
Yeah, but you can see things more clearly, and that is only available through effort.
Oh, I got
Maybe it's
20 that
available through
time.
meditation.
Oh, no, I got 20
I don't
last
know.
time.
But
Alright,
I
I'll
feel
go
like
a
there's
lot
different
quicker.
things
I'll
available
go by
through effort,
20s.
because there's also a satisfaction of accomplishment.
Oh, yeah.
So that'll take
Effort's
2
huge,
off
man.
my game.
It means everything.
Off
Because
the
you
game
gotta feel good about
total.
yourself.
Now, what do you plan out your future?
I do. So I'm very goal. So I have that accountability mirror, but I also plan out all my small, big time, medium goals. All these things I have to do in life. I'm a big planner. I'm a big planner. So right now I'm going back to scratch. So I'm trying to be a wildland firefighter. I did that for a couple of seasons.
You can do that now?
Yeah, so I did it for 2, not full season, but 2 half seasons. So this year was my second year doing it. I had to stop about 2 months before it ended because of this book, to start promoting the book and start finishing the book up. But I've been doing that for 2. That's some fucking work, man. Those fucking guys.
3 games.
What made you
1,
decide to do
2,
that?
and then 3.
The work, like when your hands stop becoming really calloused, it's time to
It
get
looks
back
like
to
I
work.
gotta do 20.
Like I retired from the military. I did 21 years in the military. The military was my life. Loved everything about it, the discipline of it. There's something about going back, and the money you make is nil. It's not about the money at all. It's just about the hard work. I've always been looking for those people, like those guys. Like you're out there digging a 3-mile fire line, literally a 3-mile fire line. You're cutting down these fucking huge ass trees to dig this fire line, and the fire line is like 20 to 18 inches. for 3 months. And you got like fucking 12 people digging this shit.
Right.
And I'm out there thinking, man, this is some of the hardest fucking work I've done in my life. And it's that challenge that you can't find sometimes by going to the gym or by running, a 100-mile race. It's that new challenge of like, hey, and you get done digging, all right, you worked 17 hours, 16, 17 hours, you get your fucking little fucking sleeping mat out, shack down, boom, right there on the floor, right there on the ground, get up, dig some more. Be out there 2-3 weeks sometimes, man, is doing that shit. And there's great satisfaction in the kind of work that you do out there. No one's watching. No one gives a fuck. It's hard, dangerous fucking work. And, you're doing it to help shit out, man.
How did you get drawn into that?
So I got drawn into it because I was always looking for the next challenge. And I was like, hey, what is there after the military? What the fuck is there, man? I'm 43. I'm getting back in shape, I'm fucking getting these health issues taken care of that I had, and I started, once again, Google's amazing shit. Hardcore fucking jobs, pretty much, hard ass fucking, that's how I found the horse, like the first race, hardest races in the world. So, basically I started finding this wildland firefighting, like, what the fuck is wildland firefighting? Started Googling that, started Googling smoke jumpers, I'm like, what the fuck these guys do? What? They jump out of planes and attack small fires? Like, that's the shit. So I'm like, okay, we can put down a list. And okay, hot shots. What's a hot shot do? They go out, big fires, and they dig fire line. I'm like, fuck, what dig fire line? And I saw a video of it. I'm like, that shit looks like it sucks. It's hot. There's, you're out there on your own. You're out there on your own, man, just digging fire lines. So that's kind of how I found it. I'm always looking for the next challenge. I'm never satisfied with, I did that. Like, I became a SEAL. I was an Air Force guy. I became a SEAL. I went to Ranger School. I tried out for Delta Force twice. Like I'm always looking for what is next, looking for those uncommon men.
No, bro, that's what I want.
Uncommon people. Because I'm trying to grow.
I feel like there's fucking nothing out there.
And a lot of times, you don't want to be the only person that's making yourself grow. You're looking for those Cameron Hayeses, those Joe Rogans, those people who are like just different. People who understand what the fuck you're saying, because a lot of things I have to say, I can't say them all. You may not understand them. So I had to really find a way to communicate with people so they don't think, oh my God, like, what? What did you just say? So these Cameron Hayeses, these Joe Rogans, these people get it. So I go to those little nuclear spots, get a little more strength, get a little more knowledge, get a little more tools. Take those tools with me, put them in my tool shed, and I go off down, down the road.
I hate this drill more than anything.
So, that's what I do.
Well, the proof is in the pudding if you're really doing woodland firefighting, because there's no glory in that.
No, sir.
No, there's no fame. There's no one taking.
So I got to step up. This one, I don't have to step up.
I'm gonna fucking make you want to. Should I eat today?
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. There's nothing involved in that, man. They work their ass off.
I have to step up to the
You're
line.
just doing it as a challenge.
That's it.
He's turboing.
Does they freak out when you're there?
You know what? I think they're wondering why is a 43-year-old retired man, with all the stuff you've done, why are you out here?
Yeah.
And I explain it to them. I'm out here. I'm out here, to learn from you all, to grow, and also to never forget where I came from. That's where it starts. It's that mentality of I'm gonna pick up that fucking Pulaski and I'm gonna dig this fucking fire line for 3 damn miles. That's that mentality. I never want to lose. I never want to get so nice with, oh, yeah, I did it, man. I did it, I'm good. That mentality of I'm willing to pick up that shovel and I'm willing to dig a 3-mile line, there's something about that mentality that I'm ready to go to work at any time. And that's what keeps me, those are the sparks. Like, I look at motivation as just a spark. It's like kindling. How a big fire starts, it starts with a little smoke. It starts with a little cigarette being thrown in the woods. Next thing you know, all California's fucking burn up. That's what I've been doing my whole life, is I find these little sparks. And once that little thing takes off, that's a 1-hour fuel. Then you got 10-hour fuel. Then you can move that thing to a 10,000-hour fuel. These big logs and big trees that burn for days. And that's where you want to bring that motivation. That's where you want to bring that drive. So if you have no kindling, the kindling is me going out with these young guys saying, All right, motherfucker, you're 43. It's a 20-year-old. Keep up with them. That killing now, when I leave those young guys, it has now become that 10-hour fuel, and now that 10,000-hour fuel that I use throughout my whole life. I use that throughout my whole life, man. Hey, this summer at 43, you went out there and you did that, man. So, you know, you're not giving up yet. You're not done yet. Not today. You're not done today.
That's a crazy choice to make, though. Woodland firefighter is a very interesting choice.
It is. It is. It's a nasty job, man.
Because, again, that's proof of concept. Like, you're really just doing just for the struggle.
That's it.
Is there other things you've considered like that?
So I apply for smoke jumping this year. So I'll be out smoke jumping this year, you know, God willing. That's where it's at now. That right now is my next military. That's my next military. And it's always about human growth. And it's not about money. Not about money. Human growth. That's the biggest, like I said, my biggest trophy. That's why I turned down $300,000. The biggest trophy in life is what I've learned. Like this brain.
How much?
Turned down $300,000. Money. Not about money. Human growth. That's the biggest, like I said, my biggest trophy. That's why I turned down $300,000.
$300,000.
Biggest trophy in life is what I've learned. Like this brain. If I could put this brain in somebody's head and say, here you go, Merry Christmas, they'd be a happy person. What I found out is that with no crowds, no one cheering for you, no races, no finish line, it's an amazing, amazing thing I've learned in my mind. By no one cheering you on. Like what that is every morning I do what I do, I don't have a trainer waking me up. There's no one saying, David, you have to do this. I don't have to do anything anymore. I've done it. That's the beauty of all of this. Knowing that everything I talk about, no one even knows what the fuck I'm doing every day. And I know that I am grinding like a motherfucker. They see a 1-minute video of me running or some bullshit. Hopefully it motivates you. Merry Christmas. Dude, I'm out there for fucking hours every fucking day and no one sees what the fuck I'm doing. No one. It's a great, beautiful thing, man.
That is the beautiful thing about it, right? That you really are just doing it for the benefits of it.
That's it.
That you have to do it that way. It's not for show.
Mm-mm.
Like, there's a lot of people, like, you'll see, like, they have, like, a little video they do on Instagram. Like, bitch, you are not doing that for very long.
No.
You're going too fast.
That's it. That's it.
This is not real.
I got my 1 minute on.
Yeah.
Take now.
Yeah, exactly. It's so much of it for show.
Right.
I do enjoy those videos that you're doing on Instagram, though, where you're giving, like, these little motivational things. I put some of them up on my page.
I appreciate you.
Posted it. Those are great, man. Like, what are you just like? Do you just get a thought in your head while you're out there running? And you just want to get it down?
Yeah. So what I'll do is my fiance does all these videos, man. So God bless her. Sometimes it'll be 3 o'clock in the fucking morning, and I'll be working out. And I say, hey, wake the fuck up. I got some shit. And she's like, what? I go, hey, man, it came to me, man. I got some shit for these people, man. So that's what happens. Like, usually when I'm working out, I get this great inspiration. Some people might think it's bullshit, but my mind works best under extreme pain and suffering. Like when I'm like, God, I want to be out here. And that's when I'm going deep into the cellar of my mind. And that's when all that gargoyle shit starts to come up, man. You know what I'm saying?
It just puts me back.
She gets called out all the time, like, hey, I'll run home and say, hey, get the car, meet me at 17th Street, because by that time I have all my shit together. So that's how this happens, man. It's not like a rehearsed thing. That's why sometimes I may post on Monday. Usually it's like every Monday, but sometimes it's Tuesday, sometimes it's Thursday. You know, and that's what I do.
No.
I'm trying to now give back to people in a way that's real and authentic and just being me.
Wait,
what has the response been like? Like, after you did the podcast the first time, what was the response like? And what was the response like on social media?
Well, what's crazy, man, is that you are my Usher and I'm fucking Bieber. That's the fucking response, man. So your crowd, for some reason,
do I need off-ball pest?
They resonate with me. They understand.
I feel like I do. I feel like I need tireless defense.
And they love the message. And like, so if you put some bullshit up on my site, I block and delete your ass. This ain't a playground. Like my site, I'm not fucking around with you motherfuckers. I want to give you some tools that I learned. If you want to take them, take them. If not, Merry Christmas. I'll go on my merry way. I don't care. So if you go on there, you want to play around, and you want to, you know, what they call it, those people go on site, troll. Fuck, you ain't trolling my shit. I'm gonna block your monkey ass off my shit quick. I've
Tell
developed
your friends, Jamie.
Yeah, tell them. So I've developed like a small community of people who can go in there, and it's not just me talking. So people have now joined in, and I've seen people lose 150 pounds on my site, man. Like, and they're writing about it, and they're starting to break themselves down. Like I broke myself down. It's like, hey, I went through this divorce, and this happened, and I tried to kill myself. It gets raw, and then people are now going on and commenting on their shit saying, hey, keep it up, do what you're doing. It's become like a big fucking like, hey, it's a community of people trying to fucking get better. And that's what it's about, man. This ain't about the David Goggins fucking show. No, man, I'm Mr. Kingling. You motherfuckers take this shit and let the shit burn.
I'm taking too much time.
Also, you probably need all these other people out there grinding too for fuel.
Oh, man.
You want to know.
That's the thing now. Like, people go, what motivates you now? What motivates me now is that there's over 600 some odd thousand people looking at me saying, motherfucking Goggins is somewhere out there. He's somewhere out there fucking getting after it. And I am. So you ain't never fucking alone. I'm out there somewhere, 600 some thousand people. There's a chance that when you're working out, I don't care if you're in fucking Washington, D.C. and I'm in Nashville, there's a good chance at the same time we're getting after it. And I want people to know that. And it's the real deal. We are getting after it together. Not no like happy family shit, but we're getting after it. You know?
Yeah, but that's giant for people, man. The sense of community and to know that there's like-minded folks out there that are also trying to improve, that try to overcome their own demons, get past their own bullshit, squash their own weaknesses, callous up their own minds.
I love that. You know, it's not time for some soft shit.
Oh my God.
It's not time for soft shit, man. This isn't a fucking playground. Don't come on my Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter talking some bullshit. Come on, if you wanna join the community and get hard and see what you're about. Don't talk about rest.
I got them on.
How do you do it? No, let's fucking stop thinking so much and let's put the shoes on.
Oh, that was fucking
clean. You do get some of that though. There's some comments that say, you know, this is terrible advice. Rest and recovery is the most important thing.
Oh my God. Block. Delete. You ain't on my shit, son. You're not gonna last. Not on my site.
Yeah.
I don't wanna hear that shit.
There's a lot of people looking for built-in excuses.
They are, man.
They are.
Mm-hmm.
They're looking for it. But then there's a lot of people also that are just really interested in personal growth. They're interested in really finding out what they're made of. They're interested in improving their ability to toughen up and to discipline themselves. And they're looking for people like you and other people just to add to that momentum.
Right.
Like once you get going, it's easier to keep going.
That's it, man.
Once you get going, it's easier to keep showing up.
It is. It is. You have to get past that hurdle.
Yeah.
And once you get past it, man, you're flying.
And then you see other people that are doing it too, and you realize like this is a movement. There's a lot of other people out there.
It is a movement.
Yeah.
It is a movement.
Well, that's the thing that resonates with you, I think, about the audience of this podcast, that I've had quite a few people on that have that same message, and it resonates with people because we're all trying to improve ourselves. No one's perfect.
Nope.
I'm not perfect now. I never will be. You're not, and you never will be. But you're better than you were yesterday, and you're gonna be better tomorrow.
Right. That's the true statement right there, man.
Yes,
that's what the book says. I am not fucking perfect, man. But I have the balls to now finally tell you all, I am very flawed.
But in that saying that you're very flawed and saying that you're very perfect, you exhibit way more strength than someone who bullshits and pretends.
Right.
Someone who puts up some fake ass fucking fake facade of perfection, of moral integrity and growth and honesty, and those people are a real problem.
It's exhausting.
It's exhausting.
How the fuck I did it for a while. I'm like, I can't. Hey, I'm fucked up. I give up. I quit. I'm fucked up. I'm going to tell you all, I can't do this anymore. This is who I am.
But the confidence of you of constantly grinding and constantly putting in that work is what leads you
Come on,
to
bro.
be able to express
Why is the little man on the fucking the big man?
Right.
That don't make no sense.
I, for the first time, believe in David Goggins. And I don't care who else believes in me. I don't care. For the first time in my life, man, I can tell you all my fucked up shit. And without lying.
That's powerful.
No longer care.
That's powerful.
Put it up. Right here. Nigga. Oh my God.
Just because you don't need
What are you talking about?
Don't need anything. None. You don't like me? Man, Merry Christmas. Shit.
Well, I don't even know what I'm saying. Why did he do that?
Go.
Yeah.
That's it.
Good luck to you. Keep moving.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're all in this thing
Okay,
together.
okay.
Yeah, you got your own path.
That's
You're the
it.
one who has to stare at those shoes for 30 minutes.
That's it. Every
Come on,
day.
bitch.
I'm trying to click it. I'm trying to click X. He ain't
That's so
passing it.
true, man. That's
He
so
just he
true.
was determined to fucking.
So fire jumping and woodland firefighting. I didn't expect that.
Bitch, get
I
outta
didn't hear
here.
that coming.
Yeah.
I
That's
tried.
interesting, man.
I tried.
And what did you have any other options that you were looking at before you dived into those?
You know what? Those are the first that came up because I saw how hard it was. You know, like at 43 in these jobs, like in the military, you're a dinosaur, time to retire.
Really?
And
Why are you in the
firefighting,
post
you
that
start moving
long?
to these desk jobs.
Didn't even
And that was the
click
challenge
anything,
of it.
dude.
You know, I'm like a fucking rookie at 43.
Right.
So I'm like being talked like a little bitch. So it takes a lot for me. You know, I'm like, yeah, I've done some things, man. Hang on now, but
Yeah.
I have to now humble myself again.
Right.
It's hard to humble yourself. You got some 21-year-old little punk ass bitch saying, "Hey, pick up that shit and come on." I'm like, what the fuck did you say? I'm like, you know, but I'm like, okay, God, it's like you're a rookie, man. Like, so that's all the training behind the mindset of it all.
Right.
Is that you can't ever be the point where you never learn from people.
Nice, nice.
You know, you have
nice,
to
nice,
always
nice.
humble yourself and go back to that. Yeah, you know, like right now, there's people listening to this podcast, like, oh yeah, you're great, guys. No,
hard
you
D,
ain't
hard D,
shit,
come on.
guys. And that's the mindset I always want to have. Not like I'm not proud of myself, but you have to always keep that, like, I want to keep that dog in me.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And I can't always know everything.
Yeah, well, being a beginner at something is fantastic for
It's
everything.
amazing.
Learning new things is fantastic for everything
shoot
else.
it.
So much growth in that.
Have you,
I
do you
thought
fuck
he
around
was
with
a
martial
shooter.
arts?
You know what? I learned a little bit. I've never gone crazy in it. I've never gone crazy. I boxed a little bit.
Where do you live?
I live in Nashville.
There's a lot of jiu-jitsu in Nashville. You should get involved in jiu-jitsu. You would
Okay,
take
hook me
to
up.
it like a
What
duck
the
to water.
fuck
I'll
just
find you a
happened?
spot.
Yeah, hook me
100%.
up. Yeah, hook me up,
I'll
man.
find you a spot. You get obsessed with that shit.
Oh God.
Because
here
that's
we go.
that's a
Shit.
never-ending pile of fucking tangled bodies and strangled
go.
people.
Here we
Yeah,
go.
because it's something that you just get better at all the time, and
Right.
there's no hiding.
Right.
Either you get choked or you don't. Either you survive or you don't.
Now, I've been in a lot of ground. I've been in
Yeah.
a lot of ground games, man, but I've never really learned the skill sets.
Yeah.
So it'd be nice to do that.
I'll hook it up.
Yeah, please do.
I think you would get obsessed with it the same way Jocko's obsessed with it. same way
Yeah,
other
let's go.
SEALs get obsessed with martial arts.
It would be nice to do it.
Because it's also constant competition as well. I
Mhm.
mean, you can get into competition
Good
every
shit,
single
LeBron.
night of the week.
Really?
And yeah, absolutely. And as a guy who's just starting out, you're going to be a white belt. You're going to get strangled a lot. You want to
Get choked the fuck out.
Yeah, you want to start from the beginning. You're going to start from the beginning, 100%.
Right. I
There's
like
plenty of
that.
guys your size. There's plenty of guys that have been doing it for fucking decades.
I know a lot of guys like to get their hands on me, so that'd be good.
Yeah.
Oh, Goggins, you coming, huh? Okay. Okay.
But it's also a good thing to have the kind of cardio and endurance you have too.
Yeah, that's where I get people at. So I've rolled with a lot of guys who have skills,
Mm-hmm.
but the thing that I really
Coach
have,
on the
and I
right.
could brag on it, man, is I got a fucked up cardio base,
Most
man.
defense sucks.
I got a fucked up cardio base,
can't shoot in
man,
the
and my
corner.
mentality's kind of fucked up too.
Yeah.
So
And you
I
can hardly
realized that
shoot
with fighting that
from the-
if you got a big
okay,
cardio
okay.
base and your
You're not that
mindset's
good of a
fucked up
shooter.
too,
Cardio's almost everything.
that's what I know.
Skills are everything because a lot of guys with skills also have some cardio. They have enough to
Right.
fuck you up.
Right.
But to have tremendous cardio
Oh, okay.
with
Okay,
big skills
you can do that.
is everything.
I see him
It's
out there,
everything.
man, dying.
Yeah, because so many
I didn't
guys
know you could
start at
do that.
100%,
What
but 3 minutes into the fight they're at 80.
Right.
He's a slasher.
5 minutes
who
into
did
the fight
that,
they're at
actually?
60.
That's right.
And then they recover for a minute, they come back.
Good to know.
But if you are in like a rolling session, like when you roll for 9 minutes straight. So you and this guy.
That was
there's-
McDaniels?
Most of the
Are
time,
you
there's
serious?
multiple taps.
Right.
You'll
He's
tap
a
him, he'll
slasher.
tap you, you tap each other. But 9 minutes, man, it is exhausting. When that bell goes
Hey.
off, the last,
Fucking
the,
good.
the bell for 30 seconds, and you got 30 seconds left in 9 minutes, and then ding ding, it's over. You're like, fuck.
You're done.
And then you take a minute off, and you find a new partner.
That's good
Get
shit.
back in there. You love it.
It sounds like a good grind.
Yeah.
That's the next grind right there.
You love it. Yeah.
That's
Get your
next
black
grind.
belt.
Hey, some of them I think about if I went like this hard at it.
It's hard to say because it depends entirely upon how much emphasis you put on learning new techniques and
Right.
rolling and drilling. Drilling is gigantic, and that's the thing that people don't like to do. because jiu-jitsu is so fun. People like to just roll.
Right.
Because it's sparring is where it's at. Like, I don't want to do all this practice. I want to choke people.
Right.
Like, I knew a few things. Like, do that. Okay, and then I do this.
Dude, they were making some of the dumbest mistakes.
It's like a lot of jiu-jitsu schools,
Wow,
they'll
30
start
and
out with
31,
1 or 2
bro.
techniques, and then you roll. Most of the
We're winning
classes
this
just
game.
spar.
We're gonna get
Right.
up there.
But the right way to do it really is to drill way more than you spar.
Okay.
You should be drilling all the time, and live drilling too. Like you start out where a guy has your back, ready, go, and then from there you got to try to escape and do the right thing to try to use the right technique to get out of that position. Or you'll start out with an arm bar, but he's defending, and you got to figure out how to extend it. You know, and those live drills, straight drills, like technique drills, and then live drills are, I think, even more important in the beginning to your personal development and growth as a jiu-jitsu player than even sparring. But a guy like you, who's smart and tough and will go crazy, shit, it shouldn't take that long. It takes people, I mean, it depends on how much you dedicate yourself to it.
Right, right.
BJ Penn got his black belt in 3 years.
What?
Yeah, but it's crazy. He's BJ Penn. He's so, like, they
guy's a
call him
maniac,
the
man.
prodigy for a reason.
Right. Right.
I had a conversation with him about it, though. It was really interesting once. He goes, he was talking to some other dude, and the guy said, I got my black belt at 3 years, just like you did, BJ. And he's like, wow, man. He goes, you must be good. He goes, no, man. He goes, I'm addicted, just like you. He goes, you were addicted. You're addicted. And he's like, I never thought about it that way. He goes, yeah, I'm addicted to jiu-jitsu. It's like you're addicted, like it takes over your mind.
Right. It's everything.
Your days are spent thinking about some guy who triangled you. This motherfucker, how'd he get me? Shit. Like,
I get that.
dude, I got choked out 10 years ago that I think about sometimes when I'm lifting. I'll be tired and I'll think about a guy who caught me 10 years ago. I'm like, fuck!
Yeah,
I just...
That's what's bad about life, man.
Yeah.
Is I think about not being choked out, but I think about a lot of shit like that.
Yeah, little
I'm
failures that just
yo.
keep you pushing.
They grind on me like a motherfucker, man.
And that's what you were talking about earlier, too. It's like the mind has these reserves. You can trick it and pull them out.
Yes.
These inspirational reserves like you did when you guys were
points,
going through buds.
Yes.
We just found that trigger, and then all of a sudden you're throwing that boat in the air.
The mind always has the tactical advantage over you.
But I can get assists.
It knows your fears.
Yeah.
It knows your
Shit,
insecurities. It knows where they're hiding.
Can't hide.
Can't hide from that motherfucker, man. That motherfucker has a tactical advantage on you, son. That's gonna get you, man. It's a beast.
That might be your best lesson, right? That your mind knows everything. You cannot hide from it, so don't ever try.
Don't try. You might as well go ahead and beat that motherfucker up. Gotta keep going at it.
That's also what you did in this book. You didn't try to, like, paint yourself in a glamorous or flattering way at any point in time. You were honest at every step of the way, which I think is just gigantic for people, too, because you can tell when someone's stroking themselves or bullshitting themselves, and the message just won't come through.
Right.
But you come through in this book. You know, like who you are and what you became and how you became who you are and who you used to be and why you were the way you used to be. All that comes through. It's like there's no filter. This is just your thoughts, like what you remember about your life and what you think about right now. Just all comes out onto the pages.
Hardest thing I've done in my entire life.
I would imagine.
I have I don't know how many people buy this book. Then I walk up to people walk up to me. I'm like, what are you thinking about, motherfucker? Are you thinking about me peeing in the bed? No? What are you thinking about?
Oh, that's hilarious. I know, right? Like you
What are you thinking about?
Opening it up all.
Yeah, you know.
Okay.
Hey, how about you, motherfucker? Tell me something about you.
That's what people love, right? When they know some shit about you, you don't know nothing about them.
I don't know nothing about nobody.
That's anonymous trolls.
That's it, man. And they get at me.
30 seconds, hold
There's a
on.
lot of those. But they're all doing that to themselves. They don't even understand. When you do that, you're doing it to yourself.
Right.
But if you are attacking someone because you know that they have a weakness, but you're pretending you don't have one, you are attacking yourself.
Bro, come
you
on.
are
How do I
chipping
not?
away
How do I
your
not?
personal sovereignty.
How does it not
chipping
melt
away
into the
your own
fucking
respect.
big ass
true,
nose
man.
and
Can't
break it?
respect yourself. You
No.
know you're a pussy. You're
But
talking
that's what
shit.
happened, though, Joe, to me.
Yes.
I start looking at people realizing I know something about you. Because they don't want to talk about it.
Right.
I already know it.
Yeah.
If you're talking shit about me,
Yeah.
I know you.
Did you make you some too?
Take some of this. Put it in the white microwave. Warm it up just a little bit. Make sure we don't all of it.
Oh.
If you're worried about something that someone did to you years ago, you're being put